I am imperfect. I am not quite sane. And I am an idiot. Don't worry, that's not all. I am vulnerable, I am melancholy, and I am unromantic. Anybody single? Anyone want to go for a coffee? I'm good enough, but I'm also insignificant. Okay, so I know that this sounds like the most honest/worst dating profile bio ever, but it's actually an 8-rule manifesto for life written by one of my favorite writers, Alain de Botton. I never know if I'm saying his name right, but whatever, that's what I'm going with. Okay, so I stumbled across this manifesto in a bizarre way. Let me paint the picture. So I'm sitting at my desk and I finished up some work and I'm not super stoked about it, and I'm sharing it with a client that I'm not super stoked about working with. And I'm using this beautiful free web service called WeTransfer. Hashtag not sponsored. I mean, unfortunately not sponsored. Hashtag never sponsored. You'll never be sponsored. Never sponsored. Okay, so normally when I upload a video to the website, I click upload and then there's a tiny little spinning progress circle doing its thing. A beautiful photo like spreads out across the screen. And I always think like, wow, how beautiful is this artwork and how talented is this artist? And then I immediately think, wow, how terrible am I and how much do I suck as an artist? But on this fateful day, as my turd of a video started transferring, something else popped up. A manifesto by Alain de Botton. Now, I love Alain's work. He's a Swiss British, I can't say it. He's a Swiss British writer, there we go, and he seeks out and provides guidance on all sorts of philosophy in everyday life. He's written about all of the stuff that we get swept up in, like religion and politics and architecture and literature and travel and love and sex, all of the fun stuff. And so when I see this manifesto by one of my favorite writers, I'm like, obviously I'm gonna check this out. So I scroll down a little bit and I see that Alain has written these 8 key rules of living that I rattled off at the start. And he says, these can be written down or saved in a safe place and returned to in moments of trial or crisis. Or in my case, when you're having a bit of a sucky time delivering videos for what was otherwise a pretty sucky project. All right, let's just get into the 8 rules. I am imperfect. Some part of me will remain forever flawed and broken. My life will be filled with errors, regrets, and unmet desires. I will never be free from stupidity and pain. Perfection is beyond me, as it is beyond all of us. I am vulnerable. Like everyone else, I am weak, mad, and mistaken. It is this brokenness that gives me compassion and that connects me to every other living being. I know that sharing my vulnerability is the key to true friendship. I am not quite sane. Something in my childhood and background has uniquely unbalanced me. Though I may never fully recover, I have a duty to understand my insanity, explain it to others, and take steps to contain and not act out my follies. I am an idiot. I regularly say and do incredibly imbecilic things. Embracing my idiocy gives me self-confidence, resilience, and compassion for my fellow fools. There is no alternative for a human being to be. I am good enough. I accept that the alternative to perfection isn't failure, and that adequacy is an achievement to be celebrated. I am content with being ordinary, recognizing that it contains the best of life. I am unromantic. I believe that no one is ever wholly right for me, nor ever wholly wrong. In relationships, I aim to compromise, seeing this not as the enemy of love, but rather its supreme achievement. I am melancholy. I resist the overwhelming pressure to smile. I accept that every day is filled with disappointment and suffering, but also pleasure and meaning. Therefore I despair, not with rage or bitterness, but cheerfully. I am insignificant. I am a bundle of atoms on a tiny corner of a cold and boundless universe. In the grand scheme of things, I do not matter one bit. This knowledge brings me not sadness, but solace, putting my problems into perspective and liberating me to live how I choose. Yo! And that's it, a manifesto by Alain de Botton. served up by freaking the file share service WeTransfer. Thank you for providing your wonderful free service, and thank you for providing me with the free therapy session.